We're doing a catch up with you, Chad.
We've actually relegated Andy to behind the
The
camera.
time has occurred.
Like,
He's gone.
recent performances, it was time.
So they might be watching this in black and white or anything. Who knows what buttons he's pressed?
Not in focus. There'll be a squirrel midway through where he gets distracted.
Yeah.
Oh, heaven.
Who knows what's going to occur? But we've got to talk about you because you are officially the winter's most successful angler within the Winning Ways group.
Am I in more finals than you?
I knew you were going to bring this up. This is why you wanted me sat with you and not him, isn't it? Just so you can rub it in a little bit, innit? But yeah, yes, you are. Lots more. You actually... No, you're in one more. But...
2 more.
No, because I'm in this one.
I'm in this one as well. I just can't fish
Shut
it.
up, you dick. I forgot about that. Shouldn't have played that card. Right, anyway, let's talk about your fishing because you've had a lovely silvers campaign, haven't you?
Yeah, because I think...
The bestest.
Like, every year, or the last 3 or 4 years, we've always sort of September, October time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go over to the silvers, do that, and there was obviously Gaz's on the flyer one and Angling Trust one.
Yeah.
And then this year, Fish South popped up with their own silvers comp, which is
Mega.
10 grand again, and
Yeah.
I think like 21 grand total prize pot.
Yeah, lovely
So
big one.
I kind of half said I fancied it.
When it was sunny in
Yeah.
September, you did the classic. Yeah, that looks good.
I booked a couple of tickets. I was like, looked what was it within 2 to 3 hours was sort of my limit. Ended up going to Wales, which
We'll
was
talk about that
further.
in a minute. That's the last one. But yeah, you committed to that one, haven't
Yeah,
you?
but then obviously, yeah, I'd committed and
You were a silverfish angler
yeah.
for winter.
So-
So it's the only time you actually go fishing. You are a
I
silverfish
definitely do more in
specialist.
winter now.
You do, don't you? You don't do much carping with us.
Because I'm busy
Silverfish
editing
specialist.
and stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, like first one seems ages ago, wasn't it?
It was, mate. It was summer, wasn't it?
Was that the first of Gaz's qualifiers or second?
Second. First one, some wally pegged it and we all caught nothing.
Oh yeah, yeah. We won't talk about that. But
You weren't far off, to be fair, on the first one.
I was a second.
I think you were.
Yeah, but that was sort of the learning day
Yes.
because we've been down. This is Laford Spey Lake.
Yes, phenomenal. The best silverfish fishing in the country, that place, isn't it?
Yeah, drew the same little bank on the chalet bank, sort of on the left-hand side as you're looking at it. Drew on there as per usual, and I was next to the lad who won it, and he's just plopped a feeder out all day, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And like,
We were all thinking it was going to be too good, didn't we?
wait, yeah, it was. Because what did he have in the end? It was still a decent weight, wasn't it?
Let's say 70, maybe
60,
80
70
pounds.
pound, yeah. But he's like, we've gone with the intention of fish and meat.
Yeah, from start to finish.
And it was sort of right, but you had that lull for the first hour and a half where you basically didn't get a bite, and then the meats kicked in.
Yeah.
And that was sort of the learning thing where he's got bites from the start, he's got a head.
Yeah,
and you've
probably
never,
£10 head, wasn't
yeah,
it?
you've never really been able to catch up. And then going back to the next qualifier, or forward to the next qualifier.
Yeah, a couple of weeks later, wasn't it? Still
yeah.
quite warm. Oh
Yeah.
no, it was just changing. Because I was trying to talk you out
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
you were saying not to fish meat.
Yeah, I thought pellets might be better because it was getting a bit chilly. It must have been October, that one, I reckon.
Yeah, but I think because you've got depth there, it doesn't seem as affected, does it? You've got 9
No.
or 10 foot, haven't you? And,
Yeah, held on for a bit longer, didn't it?
But I've drawn next to our mate Matthew Dawes.
You have. Where were you? Both on the mud, both on the with the chalets behind you.
Yeah, I think I was a little bit further down than I was the first time.
Yeah. Middle
Pretty,
of the chalets.
pretty much the same pegs we both drew as the year before, where Matty had done us off the next peg.
Yeah.
So it was sort of a chance for getting revenge.
Revenge on Matthew.
But yeah, it was that was nice. Chucking a cage feeder at the start, just to fill that first hour. It's gone round a few times. It's not been mega, but I'd like one decent one, a few like
Did you catch
pounders.
an eel?
No,
Matty
Matty
got
did.
an eel?
Yeah, I was jealous of his eel. I'm still yet to catch an eel. But yeah, that was a sort of start, and then it was just a case of fish that for a bit, drop on your meat line, see if it went. It didn't the first time, back out on the feeder, come back on. The first one goes under on meat, and it's like
And what did you caught on your feeder? Weight. And you caught that £10?
Yeah, it was
you
just
didn't have
enough
the time
to.
before.
Yeah, just enough to tick over.
Yeah.
I think I was definitely slightly ahead on the feeder against
Yeah.
Matty, and then his long line's gone solid.
Yeah.
He's got probably £20 ahead of us on that.
Did he clatter for a bit?
It was one of those. He's like how quick he is and everything like that.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
No.
It was like, oh,
No, you're not getting that back most times, are
yeah. In my head, I was like, right, I'm done it because he wasn't making mistakes. a lot of other people, you can like wait for them to do something wrong, but we knew we were fishing pretty much the same sort of way, and it's hard to catch up. But then I've come on my short line, I've been feeding quite heavy.
With meat?
Yeah, meat, and I'd have put a couple of cups of ground bait in as well.
Yeah.
Actually, no, when I was behind, I thought, like, go balls deep a bit. Gave them, like, I think 3 pots in the end.
Well, yeah, probably, yeah.
Went for it, and then probably like 2 hours to go, gone on that, and it's been, like, ridiculously solid.
Not carpy?
No, I think I've hooked a couple. I'll put that on airplane in case.
Very unprofessional.
I know.
I'll bring it in a minute.
Amateurs. But yeah, I've gone on that, and hooked 1 or 2 carp, but it's not been bad, but it's gone under like every time with like 2-3 pound skim.
Oh, what a horrible day.
And it's like, it's just like, I've never seen a peg so black.
Was it that good?
I've probably caught up 20 pound on Matty on that in the last hour and a half.
I think Matty said, Matty got carped out at the end, didn't he?
Yeah, and like I've had odd uns, but it's not been horrific.
Yeah, tolerable.
I wish I knew like how or what you do differently, whether it is something you've done that doesn't attract carp.
I think it's coincidence
or is it
so
just
many times.
Luck.
Yeah,
but
just where they go, or I don't know.
Yeah. So,
Normally volume, innit?
Yeah.
Normally volume is what pulls them in.
I've
but you've
fed a
gone
lot.
for it. Yeah.
So, but I don't know if it's whether you've got people either side and they sort of trap them outside. If you're in the middle of 3 people, it's better.
All feeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But
who knows? But anyway.
Yeah, ended up, I think Matty had £79, I'm going to say, and I think I had 87 in the end.
That's a silverfish fishing, isn't it?
But
87. So we had £87.
Yeah. I was like, if we weren't next to each other, because I think both of you fishing meat cancels each other out a bit.
Yeah, you could have
like,
got £100.
Yeah, if you were just on your own, it'd been like ridiculous.
Bestest day ever skim fishing. That one done. That's Gaz's 10 gram one.
Yeah, that was out the way.
Next up.
Did quite a few in between for the Angling Trust one.
We did many though, did you?
Did a couple. Can't remember where I went. But the
I
one.
feel like we did many. We went makings and caught very little.
Caught a lot of carp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you did many.
No, I did a couple. But yeah, then it was to Medland, which is a weird. I drew on the big lake on like, I can't remember the peg number.
I reckon you drew 19 or 18 or 17 or
on
16.
the deeps, where you want to be.
On the slab.
Yeah. Like, I think I've just done a tour of the best silverfish pegs in the country this winter.
Yeah, I'm having
It's been close. But yeah, drew on there, and then I've had Dan Webb one side and Rob Wood on the other. So, I wasn't fancying it.
No, they both know the place.
Yeah, I thought I was up against it, but
It's your first time on the big lake as well.
I fished one golden reel on there. Fishing for carp.
That doesn't count.
But yeah, I've never fished silverfish match on there.
You always draw Warren, don't you, whenever you go to Medland?
But I just listened to Bagger's podcast, because he went through how he was fishing pellets on there for sort of, because he's just took the piss on there, hasn't he?
He's won every match he's been.
He's like 6 matches deep and won every single one. But yeah, the way he was doing it with pellets on the long line, just feeding micros, dead positive rigs, like, even though it's 9-10 foot, are we saying, on the long line?
Yeah,
maybe a bit more.
Maybe deeper where you were.
Like literally bulk, 1 dropper, dead positive, not like strung out like you normally do, tapers, anything like that.
Yeah, no faffy.
And yeah, just feeding that with pellets, being brave, waiting for that to come good, because it doesn't, similar to the meat where they're not on it straight away.
Yeah, it takes longer than the other people.
Oh, is it going to go?
No.
No.
Andy got all excited then. Did it? Yeah. Has it been moving much?
Go wave off it, look.
It's got to go, sure. Oh. But yeah, feeding them pellets on the long line, waiting for that to happen. You're feeding casters short, and that's...
Any ground bait short, just casters?
I put a little ball in to start with.
Just one?
Yeah, but I didn't feed a lot because I want that was a sort of difference, was going on that straight away.
Catch a little fish.
Yeah, you can always catch a few little roach and stuff. It's just putting something in the net, and you've got something to do whilst that long line's developing, and you're not chucking a feeder and interfering with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the same sort of thing. Sit on that, pellets comes good for a bit, and then eventually that short line just...
Pellets comes good with smaller stamp, like them.
It was a bit of a mix, to be honest.
It
definitely was smaller, but they weren't like tiny 3-4 ounces. It was like 12 ounce plus sort of thing. But that's been steady for a bit, and then the same things happen where that cast line's just gone ridiculous at the end. But again, dead strange that Rob and Dan either side, they've like just been carped out constantly.
Silly carp.
But yeah, it was one a bung, like they'd have caught £300, £400 sort of thing, and mine's just gone every time with a bream.
Oh, another one of them.
I know, it's like
just seems to
devastating.
follow you.
But again, that was 3 pegs in a row, which sort of makes me think is their feed keeping them out,
maybe,
and letting the bream settle on you. So don't know whether it does, but
no.
That was another one. Can't remember what I had. It was just over £60, 61.
Power like that. I'm going to say 37 was next.
Yeah.
I think Mick Files was next.
Yeah, it was a bit good. Very
Took
good.
it out, didn't you?
And then, yeah, I kind of had a break over winter. Didn't really do a lot. A couple of matches at Chester Lakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
then you had an amazing idea.
Well, originally Mikey Williams had said, "Oh yeah, come down to Whit Springs, stop at mine." He was going to be fishing at everything, and I was like, "Yeah,
sounds good."
Day out, go the day before for a bit of a practice.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Mikey had qualified at Viaduct, so he wasn't
Stitched
going.
you right up, yeah.
And the lake had also froze as well.
It was the worst week of the whole winter up to now, isn't it?
And so, because we were up at Capital,
yes,
doing some filming there before, so up in Sheffield, it was about 4 hours to get there. I've stayed in some like dodgy, glorified shed.
An allotment on a shed. A shed on an allotment, rather.
It cost us like 120 quid for a night. And then, yeah, rocked up in the morning and people weren't...
They're not listening to us, Rich. They're on the squirrel, look.
I know.
They don't care about us. They want to be on the squirrel.
There's a lot of squirrel footage coming on. But yeah.
You're feeding him bread. What if he's gluten intolerant and you're feeding him bread? He might be a vegan squirrel.
Bread's vegan.
Yeah, but... Oh, yeah. Still...
Is it? But yeah. So, yeah, turned up in the morning and people were talking like they didn't even know if the match was going to go ahead.
Are you like, get in?
Because it was at... I was sort of like... Everyone you spoke to said if you draw on Match Lake, which was still frozen solid, that was like no hope, go home.
Was it that bad?
Pleasure Lake, there was like half frozen.
Yeah.
So some of the pegs liquid, some of the pegs were still would need breaking. And weird one, Des shit was there.
I've seen this study, yeah.
He's drawn, like they were drawing in order you booked on. He's drawn and he's picked 2 pegs out. And one of them was 16 on Pleasure, which is the Screamer, and one of them was on Match Lake. So he obviously had to put them back and redraw. And he's drawn a dodgy one on Match Lake, which was him out of the way, thankfully.
Yeah. Were you next to draw after
No,
him?
it was a couple more, and then I've drawn 16, which is a one he's put back, had in his hand and put back, which I think that little area, sort of 15, 16, 17, 18.
That's a good bit.
That's
I've not even seen them lakes. I don't even know what they look like.
But yeah, it was just a weird old match. It was sort of went out long, fed pellets initially thinking that could be mega. It's gone under with a carp, and that was it. And just one carp, and then no real indication. So,
what have you got? Is it open water peg?
Yeah, open water. You sort of.
Did you have a little island over there or something?
There was an island to my right, but not my water.
Miles away from you.
Yeah. Mate next door had that. But sort of 6 foot on the long line. I've also fed a little bit of ground bait and bit of crush, few maggots, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And that's been okay for a bit. You could get the odd bite, but lad on the peg next to us. He was catching quicker, and I wasn't quite sure what.
Skim bobs or right.
Skimmers. There wasn't many roach, to be fair.
Wasn't it? It was a skimmery place.
It was all skimmery. And then I've come short, and we've been saying before, there's a few chub in there, and I had sort of an inlet pipe coming in, and I was like joking that if a chub's going to be anywhere, it's there.
That's where it'd live.
And like I've got on the short line, it had a couple of weird indications, and it's like this felt there was something there, not sure what it was. And then it's like the weirdest bite you've ever seen. Like it didn't go under it, just towed it along, like against the flow, and like hooked it. Thought it was a carp at first, but then it's like a bit jaggy, a bit weird, and like a 2-pound chub's popped up, and like they catch odd uns, but there's not many in there.
No, there's like 10 in the lake, yeah.
And like I think I've had a roach on it, a little shitty roach on it, and gone back out long. It's like there's not a lot happening, but twice I've dropped on that line and caught a chub.
You've had 2 chub for
No,
£4.
two more times. I've had,
so I've had 3 chub
yeah,
for
3
£6.
No, they weren't all that big. 2 smaller
like
ones.
£5
yeah, £5 between them. And then the lake's properly changed. It's like a light switch. It's like gone a bit darker.
Yeah.
And suddenly all these micro roach have started feeding, and it's gone from everyone catching half decent fish when they get a bite to you can't go on any line without
being full of shit fish.
Yeah. And
I've seen that loads. It happens in the afternoon, doesn't it? That loads of places.
Yeah, something triggers it with the light, and they just get brave enough to come out and feed. And I think most people sort of were trying to avoid them. And I just fed like sort of a throwaway on that pellet line, fed a load of chopped worm, just to see what happened. And I've gone on it and it went under every time with one of them little roach.
Yeah, what,
like,
the ounce or not even an ounce?
A lot of them weren't even an ounce, like you get the odd
proper, like
2-3 ounce of in between them that was a stamper.
Yeah.
Is he going?
Yeah, boy.
Go on! But yeah, so sat on that and in the end just got my head down, fished for them, shipped as quick as possible.
See you.
Why is it, carp or catfish?
Carp. Go on,
Yeah.
keep waffling.
But yeah, just end up shipping them from like 40 metres, so just
Yeah.
get your head down. Randomly add a skimmer in the eye,
A big one.
12 ounce maybe,
So yeah.
and then gone in, another skimmer in the mouth, and then it's gone back to the roach, which was dead weird, but that was it.
Weird, got a little gang just coming to your
but
peg.
it was sort of just enough to tick over. What did I end up with? £15 something. Lad on next peg to my left, he'd had 14.8, I think. So it was like 12 ounce
Get
difference.
close. It was that skimmer in the eye. Different.
Yeah, and I might have mentioned it to him. But yeah,
It didn't matter, did it?
yeah.
So we are in 3. Where's the final for that one?
Surfing Farm.
Is that by the office, like Essex way?
It's not far. It's not that far from Spotify. I did a feature years ago with Simon Willsmore there.
And it looks really good. It's big weight job, isn't
Yeah,
it?
feeding loads of corn and stuff like that. I think they do there. So,
Something different.
so
Chance of lots of pennies, Richard. I'm going to come and be a bank runner.
can you?
No,
You're not driving that far, are you?
no, it's too
Want me
far.
to be a bum runner?
No.
You're all right, mate. But yes, on that note, lovely catch up. I'm going to go off and land this absolute creature that's on the end of this.
That's definitely foul looked.
I don't know if it is, you know.
No, it's not.
It's just massive.
It's doing lots of nodding.
Big.
So yeah, but these lot, I'll have to watch the film, a separate film, to see whether the fish has landed or not. It's like a teaser, isn't it? It's like when they finish a programme on an ad break and there's something really good coming, makes you come back. See you all soon, see what's on the end of this. Probably nothing. You only got him.
Cold that, J lad.
Is it, you don't want to touch it cold?
I'll just touch its tail.
Mate, he's massive.
Nice. Yeah, he's a nice one.
Who's Jay?